So, shooters and reloaders and Three Circles passengers and members, it's Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to you from the hot lead zone. And as you know, Midway runs these factory overrun bullets for low cost every once in a while. They get these deals on factory seconds and overruns, and you wonder if you're going to take a chance on these. Well, these are hard cast bullets supposedly, 41 caliber, so all the 41 Magnum fans, their ears perk up and their eyes open right up. They're 410 diameter, which should be the right diameter for us, 240 grains, which means it's on the heavy side, but you get 250 of them, and the price is 19 cents per bullet, and apparently they're gas checked. Doesn't say so on the top line though, but the picture sure is gas checked. Now the picture kind of looks like the castings aren't that good, and that black lube reminds us of the Molly lubes, which are soft, so that wouldn't be what we would want, but you take a chance, right? Most of the time, their questions on these bullets won't have any answers, and there won't be any reviews. So we're really kind of like flying blind when we go ahead and order these bullets. So, does Midway deal in trash? We're going to find out. Is Ryobi trash? Well, we can find out, right? So I went ahead and ordered a box, and after I ordered them, they ran out. So it's no longer available. But you'll see factory overruns every once in a while and wonder if you take a chance or not. So let's see what we got here. So when these bullets arrived, it was very obvious that Midway had repackaged these, and that makes a lot of sense. But horrors, when I opened the box, about 50 of these bullets had fallen out of this box and were all over the inside of the box. And little wonder, because this box was split all along the side here. And the reason why is because they packaged this thing in a box that wasn't strong enough and they overfilled it. But that's okay. We got the bullets okay. The main box didn't open up. Had it opened up, we would have had bullets from here all the way to Missouri. Suffice to say, I fixed that by using duct tape to really reinforce this package. And now this box is stronger than ever. Suffice to say, these bullets are well cast as you would expect commercial cast bullets to be, and the gas checks are there very nicely. Plus the lube is a high temperature hard lube, so it should serve our purposes very nicely, since these bullets are intended to be hard cast and heavy. Turns out they're even heavier than rated. They're supposed to be 240 grains, but they weigh anything from 251 all the way to 255 grains. So they are extra heavy bullets, but that's fine. We have loading data available for 255, 250 grain 41 caliber bullets. However, here's a more serious problem, and that is the rate on these bullets is 41 caliber .410 inch, and they are not 410 inch, they are 4085 inches. That could be a problem, because if our cylinder throats are bigger than these bullets, then we're going to have leading problems and inaccuracy. Turns out that my Ruger Blackhawk 41 Magnum 4 5/8 inch barrel happens to have cylinder throats that are 408 inches. So these bullets at 4085, 409 are actually perfect for this revolver. So that's a fortuitous event, but it may not be fortuitous for you. If your particular revolver has cylinder throats that are 410, we're going to have some problems with these bullets. So to give you an idea, those bullets do not pass through my cylinder throats, but it's a close fit. I could push those through if I gave them a good shove. So I'm actually very happy about that. Now as for hardness, I happen to have my own lead alloy hardness tester handy. So we'll just take the thumbnail, and press it against a good clean corner of the bullet, and you see how the nail bed's blanching? That's the pressure. Now you want to make a sawing action, 6 sawing actions, and then see what kind of hardness you have. So you see we did create a little smudge, but no outright dent in the lead. What that means is we have BHN between 18 and 22. I'm sensing about BHN 20. So it's quite possible that these bullets are cast by Cast Performance because they tailor the hardness for what they want in the bullet. And this should be a good penetrating bullet for use in hunting. So at 19 cents a bullet, these can be used for hunting, but also for range or recreation because it's only 19 cents each. And since I went ahead and made this box strong, this box is better than it was when it started off from the factory. And I've got nicely labeled 409 size, 252 grain, gas check bullets, wide flat noses. So whenever we get a new bullet, whether it's a commercial cast or a jacketed bullet, or whether we're getting our own bullets cast from our own molds, we want a load that is more of a general purpose load for recreation shooting, field, range, target, plinking, that kind of thing. And we also want a load that is more powerful, like plus P for a standard load or a magnum load for a magnum, so that we can use that for purpose. So with this new bullet, a heavy bullet, 252 grain bullet, let's go ahead and load, according to our reloading manuals, 6.8 grains of universal should give us about 920 feet per second. So that's going to be our general purpose load. Now I'm going to go ahead and use our Lyman All-American 8 turret press, and it was very easy. It took less than 1 minute to swap out the plate on the inline fabrication mount here. Took less than a minute to swap the presses out. And the nice thing about the inline fabrication mount is it's super strong. These base plates are a full 1/4 inch thick. So this one's also a 1/4 inch, and then the plate for the press is a 1/4 inch. But then these vertical risers are as heavy as any. In fact, it even shades out the mount that is for the MEC Marksman press by just a couple of hundredths of an inch. So these presses, these mounts are very strong. In fact, the inline fabrication mount is much thicker steel than even the Dillon Strong mounts. And we know how strong the Dillon Strong mounts are. These are even stronger. So if you're looking for a good system to mount your presses, inline fabrication has all different heights, including one that's flush mounted to your bench, all the way up to, say, 9 inches tall, which is what this one is. But then they have additional risers that can be put on any of their base mounts to cause as much rise as you want. And they have all kinds of systems to mount your presses to the walls so that keeps them out of the way and well organized. Inline fabrication's a good way to go if you're looking for a system that you can kind of use and have full confidence in and not have to have jerry rigs. So they've got plates that are designed for almost any press you can imagine. And look at that fit of the plate to the press. It's just sheer quality throughout. plus their service and packing and shipping is next to none. So anyway, let's go ahead and load with our Lyman All-American 8. Now for brass, we've got 41 Magnum Winchester brass. And I'm going to load 15 rounds of our general purpose load and 15 rounds of our more full power loading using that same cast bullet from Midway. So first we run all of our cases through the full length sizing die, as you see. Now these cases have already been wet tumbled and deprimed, so there's no primer to kick out. We'll just go ahead and run all the cases through the full length die as you've seen. Okay, that didn't take long, especially since we're using the John Laychuck finger trick. Now let's crank the Lyman All-American 8 over to the neck expanding mouth flaring die. So we're using all Lyman today. This is the Lyman reloading die set for the 41 Magnum. And here's a nice trivia question for you, and that is, has Lyman, the oldest reloading company, ever used aluminum for any of their die parts? And the answer is yes. For a short time, they experimented with using aluminum to cut costs. But they went back to the all steel. I have a die set here that actually has an aluminum part for the neck expanding mouth flaring die. This part here is aluminum. Okay, we go ahead and adjust the neck expanding mouth flaring die to give us the amount of flare that we want. The neck expansion is easily accomplished, but we want to get the mouth so that the bullet will start. And this will allow us to seat the bullet without shaving any of the lead. So this is what you want. And of course the Lyman M die creates a seat, not just a blunderbuss, which is what some companies do with their mouth flaring. But this creates a mouth flare that's actually a seat where the bullet sits right in there. And that way it squares up. Every time you shove it in, it'll square up and you won't have to worry about it being kind of slanted or off center in there. We like the Lyman M die for that reason. So notice the cool thing about the Lyman All-American 8 is you can hold 3 cases. Put one in, do the John Laychuck finger trick, drop the case down here on the platform, and then do the John Laychuck finger trick again, and you got 3 of them done. Get another 3. So there you go. Check the last one. The bullet goes into the case mouth. Check the last one. They're all good. Now you've seen this before, but priming with a Lee Ram Prime is simplicity itself. Take a primer, put it into the arm, lower the arm until it clears the shell holder, put your case in, and then activate the press, and there you go. You feel it go right to the bottom of the primer pocket, and you've got a nicely primed case. Well, there are all those cases primed beautifully. Even a couple of fouling rounds. And we're using Tula large pistol primers. Okay, we zeroed our RCBS 510 scale, and we're going to set it for 6.8 grains, and then we're going to go ahead and use the lead dippers to give us that 6.8 grain charge. Okay, we've modified the lead dipper. Let's go ahead and see how close we get to the 6.8 grains of universal. That's within a tenth. 6.9 grains. Well, We're way under maximum, so let's go ahead and settle on that, 6.9 grains of universal. Okay, we've charged all 15. Let's go ahead and throw one more charge right here to verify our technique. That's pretty good. We like the way we're dipping those charges. Now, because we've got a very aggressive crimping groove in these bullets, we can go ahead and actually set the die to seat the bullet and then crimp it at the very end of the stroke. As you see. And there's nothing coming off of here, which means we've got good seating. Let's go ahead and seat all 15 of these bullets for general purpose. Now let's not forget to mention that we use a flashlight to check the powder level in all of these cases, so that number one, we know we've got a powder charge, and number two, we don't have a double charge. So then we go ahead and seat the bullets. Now we're going to dispense 17.4 grains of Winchester 296 powder, which is the same as H110, exactly the same in the reloading manual. Dispense 17.4 grains, and then let the Hornady automatic powder dispenser throw another charge while we go ahead and seat the bullet. Now it looks like it goes right to the powder. It fills the powder space practically 100%. Let's go ahead and seat this bullet. And there goes the Hornady with another powder charge. So as soon as I powder charge a case, I'll go ahead and put a bullet on top and seat that bullet so that there's no problem with powder being missing or double charges or anything like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and give this a little rotation and crimp it again, because we're doing magnums, and magnums need to have a very nice crimp, which with the Lyman die doesn't require the rotation, but we're going to do it anyway. Now the Hornady automatic powder dispenser has gone ahead and has another powder charge ready for us. So to show you that again, take this case, put the powder charge in, and then immediately go ahead and put a bullet on top. And seat the bullet. Okay, let's go ahead and do them all. You see the Hornady is keeping up with us. Now I know a lot of you like to go ahead and split up the seating of the bullet and do the crimping as a second procedure. And you can certainly do that. Most of the time I also do the same. But because again of the very aggressive crimping groove, that's the only reason why I'm doing this in one step. I'll tell you, the Hornady automatic powder dispenser really likes that Winchester 296 powder. Well, you gotta admit, this bullet and this box mean business. It didn't before. It just needed a little bit of help. Okay, give you a look at the last 4 of those that we did, and the 41 Magnum is a very balanced reloading cartridge. By that I mean all the dies, the cases, the bullets, everything works together so that when we get all done, there's not a lot of weird bulges in our cases. Everything looks good with our reloads. It's a very balanced cartridge for our reloading, and we like that. See how nice those are? Those crimps are really nice, no lead shaving, no debris when it came to wiping these off afterwards, and that justifies our use of the one-step seating and crimping operation. Otherwise, we go to the two-step. Now, of course, let's do the function test, and this needs to be pointing in a safe direction, of course. But the thing about the Ruger is that when you go ahead and do a function test, such as drop these in, it doesn't require any manipulation of the hammer, so that this is actually a very safe procedure. You see, they just drop right in, make a little snick. You see? And they function just fine, and they will fall out readily. That one's got a little bit of weirdness to it. And there's the fourth one. Get that? There it goes. So they are functioning well. The ammo is ready to go. See you at the range. Bye for now.